Secret Philippines Islands. Even locals don't know about the Philippines has 7,000 islands. You've seen the famous ones all over social media. They're beautiful, sure, but they are packed with tourists, loved by millions. But what if I told you we found islands that aren't on any map? What if we found islands so secret, so untouched, that even some locals were shocked we knew they existed? This is a journey to find the last hidden frontiers in the Philippines. A search for the islands that tourism forgot. And trust me, getting there is half the adventure. We've all felt it, that need to escape and find something real. Honestly, we were sick of postcard beaches that come with 100 other tourists all fighting for the exact same picture. We wanted to find the true soul of the Philippines, the parts that haven't been turned into a tourist trap. So we gave ourselves an insane mission: find and explore islands that are actually secret. I'm not just talking off the beaten path. I'm talking about places that take brutal, day-long boat rides and a ton of uncertainty just to reach. They're guarded by rough seas, terrible transport, and sometimes by local legends that have kept people away for centuries. So this isn't just another travel vlog. It's an expedition into the unknown. We're trading luxury resorts for basic huts and skies full of stars. We're swapping tour guides for conversations with fishermen who might have never seen a foreigner. We're looking for paradise, yes, but the real kind. The kind you have to earn. The mystical island, Siquijor. Our first challenge begins on an island that's secret for the craziest reason. Not because it's remote, but because of its reputation. Welcome to Siquijor, the mystical island. For generations, stories of witches and ancient magic have swirled around this place, keeping even other Filipinos away. Its scary reputation was the ultimate shield, preserving a culture that feels like a different world. Getting here feels like you're crossing a portal. As our ferry got closer, the island just appeared out of the mist, impossibly green and quiet. The air itself feels different, thicker, like it's full of ancient secrets. We weren't just visiting a place. We were stepping inside a legend. Our first stop wasn't a beach, but the mountains, to meet one of the island's actual traditional healers. This is not a show for tourists. This is a living part of their community. We watched them create potions from forest herbs, a tradition passed down for generations. It was a crazy reminder that some secrets are cultural, but Siquijor's magic isn't just legends. It's in its nature. We explored Cambugay Falls, this insane multi-level cascade of turquoise water that looks like it was pulled from a video game. The water is so clear and cool, and the only thing you can hear is the sound of the falls. We spent hours here just swimming and launching ourselves from rope swings, feeling like kids who had discovered a lost world. What's incredible about Siquijor is how hard they work to protect this magic. They know their pristine environment is their greatest asset. It's a place that teaches you sustainability is a way of life, not a trend. As tourism slowly creeps in, the real challenge is keeping that perfect balance. Siquijor proves an island can be welcoming and still fiercely protective of its identity. The Galapagos of Asia, Sibuyan from the mystical. We went even deeper. Our next stop, Sibuyan Island. And let me tell you, this isn't a casual trip. Getting here is a serious challenge. The island is surrounded by notoriously rough seas, and the ferries are rare and get canceled all the time. It can take an entire day just to get here. But this barrier is the very reason Sibuyan is one of the most untouched places in all of Southeast Asia. They call it the Galapagos of Asia, and it 100% earns that name. Because it's been so isolated for so long, life here literally evolved in its own unique way. The island is a fortress of biodiversity, with ancient rainforests that are home to a crazy number of plants and animals found nowhere else on Earth. It feels less like an island and more like its own planet. Our main goal here was just to experience this raw nature. We didn't even try to climb the legendary Mount Guiding. It's known as one of the hardest climbs in the Philippines, reserved for only elite mountaineers. Instead, we explored the island's other wonders. We hiked to waterfalls with pools so clean you could see every single rock on the bottom. We kayaked down the Cantingas River, famous for being one of the cleanest in the country. The water was so pure, our guide just cupped his hands and drank straight from it. There are no big hotels here. We stayed in a small, family-run guest house where the hospitality was as real as the landscape. Our host told us stories about living in sync with nature. They talked about the mountain with total awe and respect. Life here is simple, but it is incredibly rich. Exploring Sibuyan feels like a privilege. It's a journey back in time to a Philippines that is wild and untamed. The difficulty of getting here is like a filter, ensuring that only people with a true spirit of adventure make the trip. This place doesn't just show you nature. It makes you feel like part of it. The clearest waters on Earth, Lenapakan, our final quest for the ultimate secret paradise, led us to the Lenapakan Islands, an archipelago of over 50 islands hidden between the tourist hotspots of El Nido and Coron. While thousands of people are next door, Lenapakan is just a whisper, a place known only to the most dedicated explorers. Getting here means chartering a private boat, a journey that takes you far away from the tour boats and into a world of deserted islands. So many of these islands are completely uninhabited. No buildings, no resorts, no restaurants. Just sand, palm trees, and the ocean. Lenapakan's claim to fame is its water. People say it has some of the clearest water in the world, and I can tell you that is not an exaggeration. The moment we anchored off our first deserted island, we were speechless. The water is so transparent, it literally looks like the boat is floating on air. You can see the details of the coral reefs and fish from dozens of feet up. We spent our days just exploring. We snorkeled in coral gardens that were exploding with life, with colors more vibrant than any aquarium. We kayaked from one empty cove to the next, finding beaches that hadn't seen a single footprint in days. We even explored an old 18th century Spanish fort, a relic from another time. But the real magic of Lenapakan happens at night. We set up our tent on a deserted beach, the only sign of life for miles. As it got dark, the stars came out with an intensity I have never seen. With zero light pollution, the Milky Way was just a brilliant splash across the sky. The only sounds were the waves and the wind. We met some of the locals who live in tiny fishing villages. They welcomed us and shared their catch of the day and stories of a life run by the tides. This was the heart of our journey, not just seeing an untouched paradise, but connecting with the people who live there. Lenapakan is more than just beautiful. It's a feeling of absolute freedom. It is the ultimate reward for anyone willing to go completely off the grid. An archipelago of secrets. And the crazy part is, we barely scratched the surface. Our journey proved the Philippines is an endless treasure chest of secrets. There's the Caramoan Peninsula, a place so rugged they filmed multiple seasons of the TV show Survivor there. Getting there is an absolute mission, but the reward is massive limestone cliffs and hidden lagoons you get all to yourself. Way up north, there's Camiguin de Babianes. It's a remote volcanic island, and the boat ride to get there is sketchy, but if you brave it, you might see the migration of humpback whales, a spectacle almost nobody ever witnesses. And then there are the smaller secrets, like Kalangaman Island, which is basically just a huge stunning sandbar. To keep it perfect, the government strictly limits visitors, and you have to camp under the stars. There's Tikau Island, known for insane encounters with giant manta rays, far from the crowds. And even near famous spots, secrets are hiding in plain sight. These places prove that real adventure is still out there. You just have to be willing to look for it. What secret really means standing on that deserted sandbar in Lenapakan, watching the sun go down, it all clicked. We came looking for secret islands, for untouched nature and empty beaches, and we found it. We found water clearer than glass, forests full of life, and stars brighter than we'd ever imagined. But the journey taught us that the real secret wasn't the islands themselves. It was the insane challenge to get there. It was the grueling ferry ride to Sibuyan, where being exhausted turned into the thrill of arrival. It was the smiles of the local families who had so little but shared everything. It was the quiet talks with fishermen who taught us about their connection to the sea. In a world that's connected 24/7, these islands offer the rarest gift, disconnection. The silence out here is powerful. It's a silence that lets you hear your own thoughts again and connect with something real. We learned that a place isn't special just because it's beautiful. It's special because it's authentic. It's in the raw, unscripted moments, sharing a meal, getting caught in the rain, laughing through a language barrier. Those are the things that stay with you. The true secret of the Philippines isn't on a map. It's in its people and its wild spirit. These islands aren't just places to see. They are places that change you. We set out to find the Philippines' best-kept secrets, and we found more than we ever could have imagined. But we know there are countless more hidden gems out there. This journey is really just the beginning. So now, we want to hear from you. What's the most incredible hidden gem you've ever discovered in the Philippines or anywhere else? Share your stories in the comments below. We promise we read every single one. This adventure through the secret islands of the Philippines was one of the most rewarding things we've ever done. It was a reminder of what makes travel so powerful, that the most challenging journeys are always the best ones. They push your limits, open your mind, and leave you feeling grateful. So if you're feeling that urge for a real adventure, I hope this inspires you to look past the popular spots, to take the road less traveled. Because out there, far from the crowds, are experiences that will not only show you the world, but will also show you a new part of yourself. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey. If you love this adventure, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more stories from the world's most remote corners. Until next time, keep exploring.